7:30 Wednesday, a spook show with a difference. The Simpsons Halloween Special. Coming up next, Academy Award winner Al Pacino and Roseanne's John Goodman in the erotic thriller Sea of Love.
And Australia. You will also see tonight possibly the fastest in-car footage ever shot from a car travelling on a public road. It's frightening. So buckle up, hang on tight, keep your eyes on the road as we cruise the highways of the world, trying to dodge the very best of the world's worst drivers. The white car here is being driven by criminals heading home after an overnight robbery. This is when it gets dangerous, when innocent drivers get caught up in frantic pursuits. Luckily, the driver of this van escapes without injury. And no, they didn't get away. After dumping the car, all were caught. This car is full of stolen goods. As the police move up to the car, the driver spots them in the rear vision mirror and panics. After a short but pacey race through some back streets, police managed to corner him, quite literally. The maximum motorway speed limit in Britain is about 112 kilometres per hour. This driver is doing more than double that, and he's about to find out the unmarked police car behind him can go even faster. And if you think that's fast, watch this. That green Porsche that just shot past us is about to hit 233 kilometres per hour. Unfortunately for him, it was an unmarked police car he was trying to race. End of story. The two young occupants of this stolen car have just escaped from a remand centre. Notice the speed reading at the bottom right of your screen. A guide 100 miles an hour is approximately 160 kilometres per hour. This high-speed chase covered a lot of ground. From the motorway, it was onto a country road, narrowly missing other motorists. Eventually onto a narrow country lane. The escapees letting nothing stand in their way. The chase ended in bushland. The boys were arrested but escaped again the next day. So if car thieves have trouble outrunning police in stolen cars, what chance do they have in a stolen car towing a stolen caravan?
Straight on into field. Yeah, we're on the field in pursuit. That's a stubble field. We got to watch now. We've probably got.
The police in this car have just checked the registration of that motorcycle. Only to find it's been stolen. Keep an eye on the speedo at the bottom right of screen. Then watch as the motorcyclist tries to weave an escape path through the traffic. Remember, 100 miles an hour is about 160 kilometres per hour. As the pillion passenger holds on for his life, the rider tries desperately to outrun the police car. At this stage, the police thought they had them. They told police they didn't know they were being chased. Not all two-wheeled pursuits happened at high speed. Police followed this cyclist merrily, illegally riding down the highway. Police ended the joyride after several miles with a big fine. Frustrating, isn't it? Being caught in traffic, especially when you're running late or you've had a really long day. And further down the line, another white van starring on a police video, straight through the red light. Slow-moving traffic on a blind corner, double white lines, heavy fog on the wrong side of the road. This driver must love a gamble. It's a deadly manoeuvre. To avoid the congestion, this driver chooses to try his luck up the emergency lane at high speed, a disastrous recipe. In our first program, we had a segment called Please Not in Front of a Police Car and Lane. Now, a quick way of changing a tyre on the motorway. Just get a mate to lift up the car while you slip the new one on. Now, there's a good mate. Two men asking for trouble. The motorcyclist on the right has stopped in the emergency lane for a drink. The dark car on the left has stopped on the opposite edge and run across the motorway, apparently to ask for directions. Now, these two drivers are illegally reversing back up a motorway on-ramp, but one of them is so impatient, he overtakes the other whilst going backwards. A brave move indeed. And speaking of close calls, changing a tyre on a motorway can be a very risky business. This driver got so bored with the traffic snarl, he fell asleep. Once the traffic started flowing again, the cars just drove around him. No one even stopping to check, despite the fact he was slumped over the wheel. The Highway Patrol eventually made the wake-up call. These fellows have driven one stolen car into this car park to steal another, and the police watched live on a security monitor before joining the party. Ways can be more like playing on the Dodgem cars. Or this truck menacing an elderly driver, far too close for comfort. What about these two buddies, who, by the way, both lost their licenses? Now, if that truck brakes suddenly, the van driver behind is in all sorts of strife.
Out of life with the latest in breast enhancement. Catwalk plus more. Looking good on Channel 9.
How would you like to buy all your fruit, veggies, and groceries at warehouse prices instead of retail? It's on the cards. And how about buying all your office supplies and computers at warehouse prices instead of retail? It's on the cards. Your warehouse at 286 White Horse Road, Manawatting. 515 now.
The dangerous driver they were chasing got away. Wrong turn. This driver decides to reverse up the on-ramp in front of a police video car. Dangerous driving. Now this is on a public road. Watch the speedo as we zoom up to 240 kilometers per hour. Now remember those last few pictures of the truck and Mercedes changing lanes without looking or indicating? Imagine the consequences of that now. And coming up next, no world's worst drivers in these cars.
Crispy butter with a coastal.
All this from one phone call.
To remember about any foods is to eat in moderation and enjoy a balanced diet. Moderation.
Traffic signal to understand than the red light. Wrong. There aren't many safe ways for children to travel in cars. Any kind of accident, this little bloke would be in big trouble. So how many kids can you fit into a Mercedes? 12, according to this irresponsible father. Remember this from our first show, and how police stopped this driverless car. Well, we're sorry about the picture quality, but here's another one. These officers were a little more gung-ho, trying several times to climb aboard, opting to tackle the vehicle head-on. is, of course, a much safer option when it comes to stopping driverless cars, and that's to get a nice warm cup of coffee, some donuts, sit back and relax, and wait till the offending vehicle just runs out of petrol.
Next,
You know how she does the boyfriend with an ice pick?
Michael Douglas, Sharon Stone.
Seduces people.
At the special adults only time, Basic Instinct, next on 9.
We live in exciting times, to say the least. There are those who will embrace tomorrow with all its uncertainties. And there are those who won't.
How would you like to buy all your fruits, veggies, and groceries at Warehouse?
Time for tonight. Some of the footage you have seen comes from these two videotapes, Police Stop 1 and Police Stop USA. Both are now on sale right here in Australia. Our final piece of video...
Goddamn. Now just give me the goddamn thing, let me get out of here. I didn't do nothing wrong, and I know I did. Now let me get the out of here. I ain't in no hurry, but I did want to get some pills for my dog. It's just about ready to get the out of here, give me that.
Can I explain it to you, sir, so you'll know what you need to do?
I know what I do. You're ripping me off, and I didn't deserve it because I didn't do nothing wrong. Your buddy said that pipe law driver's rate. That's supposed to get someone in the 40 miles of whatever the frig it is. I never saw the sign. I saw it 55, and I was doing 57. That's all I know.
Can I explain it? Attaches an envelope, okay? Put a stamp on that, you mail that in. Just tell you what to do.
I can afford the stamp.
The fine's right here, sir. It's $137.50.
You're crazy!
One of the rounds, and today he's gone straight to the front after taking pole, but Fogarty all over the back of him. Look at this now.
Wants to win this worse than anything. You know, he's just signed up again with Kawasaki, and you're going to see somebody try hard. You just watch Gover. He's really going to get everything he's got.
Crayfar doing a terrific job. The other Kiwi sits in third place. Watch these blokes move around. They really dance around this circuit at Phillip Island.
Yeah, just that's on board with Troy Corser, just to watch Aaron Slight's bike and see if he's having the same kind of problems as he was this morning. Or it was yesterday, rather. And that's not going to do his front tyre an awful lot of good. So,
easy to breeze in, get what you need, and be gone. Because we know the best part of life is not when you're stopped at a service station.
This month, Godfrey's will repair any makeup cleaner for just $9.95 plus parts. Call in or call the free hotline for a free...
To maneuver with a safety standard you're not likely to find anywhere in its class. And with one extra which is standard only.
Wonderful battle going on here. Oh! Over the top, and that's a big slap too.
I tell you...
Oh! Over the top, and that's a big slap too.
Now he's... Oh, thank God the thing missed him. That looks to me as if he either grabbed a big handful of brake there.
On a current affair, clothing your family. It can cost you a fortune.
They look basically the same.
But are those expensive as socks off?
Wouldn't want to put this in with your other kids' clothes.
Plus the small-time Aussie crook
I'm wheeling and dealing.
who bought a nuclear bomb plant
Adrenaline kick out of making $1 million.
and caused the superpowers to hit the panic button.
Have I done any harm?
This week on a...
Out of the way, I'm coming through.
See how much ground Fogarty lost out there.
I lost a lot, didn't he?
race for supremacy, the stakes are always high.
No, not particularly.
With temptation and tension every step of the way.
Is it going to be the money or the crystal?
Sale of the century, 7 o'clock Monday.
Time to come and play. It's time for fun. It's tea time. Time for Tabaret. Take a deep break. Time to come and play. It's time for fun. Time to win. It's tea time. Time for Tabaret. Take a deep break. Time to come and play. It's tea time.
Let that
Why, thank you, St. George. Because you're in for a wild ride into the Kegel Zone. 7:30 funniest home videos. And at 8...
So far, so good.
Two Australians also ran first and second in the World Superbike Championship in Laguna Seca, America.
The youngster who had to be driven around by his girlfriend Beverly here in America because 20-year-olds can't hire a car in America. So an incredible performance by this youngster. He certainly is one of the men to watch.
With just 2 rounds to go, Troy Corser and his promoter Ducati are in second place in the champion time in the air.
Oh, big one!
That was big.
Oh, that's Corsa coming off worst there.
Corser got clipped there by Bontempi. Well, they say the little guys bounce well, and that little guy bounced so well, I can't believe it.
Each one you have, you do learn a little bit more about what happened or why it happened or...
Visibility 25 miles.